Toronto Maple Leafs are going to be without captain Auston Matthews for at least a week after he was injured, apparently, on this hit.
The contact that Matthews gets on the hit from Zadorov.
Now look, I don't love the hit from Zadorov. It's kind of from behind. Kind of makes an attempt to stop. I don't know if it's a suspendable hit. I think that's up for debate. I've seen a lot of comments online like, oh, it's a hit from behind. Why is he not suspended? It's this, it's that. The ref's right there. He doesn't call anything on it. I think at the very least should be a penalty. Maybe a fine. Maybe a 1-game suspension. I don't personally care. I think any of those would be fine. So Matthews apparently gets hit on it. But I actually think the injury happened on this hit where he goes back at Zadorov.
We're trying to see if there was another shift for Matthews after this, but...
So Matthews gets up, which is why I don't think he was injured on the first hit. He takes a healthy run, and he ends up not playing again. And Zadorov felt the same after the game. He had a press conference where he spoke to the media, and he said he thought maybe it was the second hit where Matthews actually got injured. Who knows, right? But it does speak to a bigger issue with the Leafs. Obviously, they're having some bit of a tough time to start the year. They're 500. They haven't played great hockey. They're kind of seeking a bit of an identity. They're not a great defensive team. In fact, they're one of the worst ones. Offensively, they look phenomenal. But that's not typical of Craig Berube teams. Now, I don't know that that's the biggest issue facing the Leafs. I think Matthews' play for the last year plus, there's something up there. I know he was injured, but he hasn't looked like himself. And I'm starting to get kind of Danny Heatley vibes from the way Matthews is trending. I'm not saying he's going to fall off a cliff the way Danny Heatley's career did, where he went from like a 50-goal scorer to not being able to hang in the league at all. But Matthews certainly, the last little whiles, look like he's on a decline. He can't dominate the way he once could. Hard to say. Maybe it's just a case of injuries kind of stacking up. He can't compete. Maybe the fire's not there. Maybe he's just struggling. You know, people go into slumps. It happens. But I'm not exactly sure. I'm curious to see where it all goes because the Leafs need him to be great if they want to have any success in the playoffs, and especially with Marner gone. And I don't know if they're going to get that unless we see a serious change out of Auston Matthews' play. Anyways, comment below. Do you think there's something wrong with Matthews, or do you think this is just a case of injuries piling up?